Okay, next we're going to talk about educational issues during middle childhood. Okay, let's talk about developmental disorders and learning disabilities. What are examples of learning disabilities no pagdating sa ganito? Dito lumalabas class. Autism, ADHD, dyslexia, hindi makabasa, nahihirapan sa math. Itong mga ganitong learning disabilities, developmental disorders and learning disabilities, usually hindi siya dinadiagnose unless the child is naka-enroll sa school. Kasi dito talaga lalabas kung hindi niya kayang gawin yung mga nagagawa ng mga normal children. Okay? Children are evaluated socially and cognitively as they enter and progress through school, which can result in helpful resources but also have social implications due to labeling. We discussed earlier na a child at this stage would compare himself or herself to other children in terms of academic, athletic, sports, kaya ba niya? Or pinaka number one, di ba? Physical appearance. Okay, and then what happens here? Itong labeling. Usually we have evaluation and diagnosis ng mga bata, no? Para matulungan natin yung mga bata na halimbawa, meron silang mga learning disabilities, nahihirapan sila. We evaluate them and diagnose them so we will know the type of instruction and resources na kailangan nila. Kung kailangan ba nilang mapunta sa special school, no, sa special education. Ang problema dun sa diagnosis at saka yung sa pag-label natin ng mga bata, mahirap kapag ka na-misdiagnose yung mga bata. Halimbawa, no, that's why it's not good na kung meron kang mga symptoms, ikaw ang magda-diagnose sa sarili mo. Halimbawa, pag sa mga bata, we do not label children, baka autistic yan, baka may ADHD yan, ang kulit nito, ang bobo nito, ang slow nito, ang tamad nito. Now, those kinds of labeling, okay, especially yung mga disorders, autism, ADHD. Kasi once na misdiagnose yan at na-labelan mo na siya, natatakan mo na siya. Di ba yung parang mga cow na tinatatakan, na-labelan mo na eh. Paano kung mali? Oo, halimbawa tato, matatanggal mo yung label na yun, nakatatak na sa kanya. So ang mangyayari, teachers, classmates, kapitbahay mo, family members, no? They will interpret yung action na bata through that label. Nilabelan mo siyang mabagal, nilabelan mo siyang mahina. O, inisipan mo na siya ng ganon. Paano kung mali ka pala? So ang mangyayari, lahat na lang ng gagawin ng batang yon, mahina, mabagal. Diba? Maniniwala ka na mahina siya at mabagal siya, kahit hindi naman siya mahina at mabagal dahil yun ang inisip mo sa kanya. Yun yung tinatawag na self-fulfilling prophecy. This results when the person tends to act in such a way as to make what you predict will happen come true and reinforces the power of labeling. Nakuha niyo ba? Halimbawa, ganito, no? It's a rude word. Bobo, halimbawa, no? Pagka sa learning or academics, bobo naman yan eh. Mahina naman yan eh. Ang bagal yan, ang slow naman yan pumick up. Pagka nag-label ka na ng ganon, marireinforce yung belief mo na yon na mangyayari self-fulfilling prophecy. Hihintayin mo siya. Lahat ng magiging galaw niya, i-interpret mo na may kinalaman sa pagiging bobo niya. At yung mga walang kinalaman sa pagiging bobo niya or mahina niya, i-disregard mo yon. So parang self-fulfilling prophecy, gumawa ka ng sarili mong multo na ikakatakot mo. Sana nag-gets yung class, no? Halimbawa, pinaghinalaan mo yung boyfriend mo or girlfriend mo na babaero naman yan eh. So lahat na ng ginawa niya ay nagpapatunay na siya ay babaero. No? Pipiliin mo lang yung gagawin niya na mag-fulfill dun sa label mo sa kanya na siya ay babaero. Similarly, sa mga negative, even positive, self-fulfilling prophecy. Okay? What happens kapag ka may label? Na-labelan na yung mga bata. that can influence a child's self-concept. Napakahirap na, no? Especially if it's negative. Pagka negative, halimbawa, inisipan ka na bobo ka. Inisipan ka na mahina ka. No, that has an effect on a child's self-concept. Kung meron man tayong ililabel ka, sana positive. Ay, ang ganda. Ay, ang sipag. Kasi that one would reinforce. Negative would also reinforce. Positive would also reinforce. Okay? So kung sinabi mo mahina yung bata, talagang makikitaan mo siya ng mga behavior na mahina talaga siya. Na tinatamad talaga siya. Mawawala siya ng confidence. Because of your expectation din. Okay. Autism spectrum disorder or ASD affects communication, autistic, no? And behavior that can result in difficulty with or lack of interest in learning language as well as difficulty reading social cues. Ang isang, what's this, indication or symptom ng bata na may autistic, hindi sila nag-make na eye contact because they cannot, they see people as object, hindi tao. So, ang autistic, nakikita nila tayo na parang vase lang, parang printer lang, parang laptop lang, parang computer. Ganon nila tayo nakikita. Okay, many children with ASD are not identified until they are school age. No, kagaya ng sinabi ko kanina. And children can benefit some from medications but more from behavioral and educational interventions that promote language and social skill development. Autistic, kailangan ng special education. Nakatutok ang mga teacher. And minsan lang sila na may mainstream. Pag sinabing mainstream, sinasama sila sa mga normal classroom na hindi special education. Kasi sila, they need behavioral and educational intervention. Iba ang style ng pagtuturo sa mga batang may autistic. Okay. Sometimes itong mga autistic children, they learn, no? Sabi, they learn more difficult words before simple words, or they can complete complicated tasks before they are able to complete easier ones. Yung sinasabi nga, mga autistic kaya magagaling, no? Matatalino. Ang problema lang dito sa kanila, they have trouble reading social cues, like yung mga meaning ng mga non-verbal na gestures, no? Halimbawa, pagka nag-wave ka, or pag kumunot ang ulo mo, hindi nila nababasa yung mga ganon. Plus, itong mga autistic, no, kung nakakakita kayo ng mga video or movie na merong ganon ng mga bata, they are sensitive to sound or touch. So, hindi mo sila basta-basta yayakapin or hahawakan. Usually, mga naka-headset sila kasi they are irritated by mga sound. They have poor social skills and unable to communicate with others. Most so, they cannot empathize with others emotionally. They are not, hirap sila sa ganun, ano. Iba. Sabi natin mga autistic, may sariling mundo. So far, that's true. They have their own world. They view the world differently and learn differently. No, that's why they are in special school. Ang gusto ng mga autistic children, they have routines, they have patterns, sinusunod nila yon. And they get upset kapag nawala sa pattern, nagawa sa routine. Okay? Halimbawa, inusod mo yung aparador, inusod mo yung table, nawala yung pencil, nawala yung paper, they will get upset. Okay, next. Are you familiar with this, Sally and Ann test? Test of theory of mind. Ito yung pantest sa, no, if a child is already capable of thinking about other people, o yung theory of mind. So this is the Sally and Ann test. Example, no, from the, here, sa drawing, this is Sally, and then Ann. Si Sally may basket, si Ann may box. Sally puts her red ball inside her basket. Sally goes out of the room and leaves Ann alone. Tapos si Ann, kinuha niya yung ball at nilagay niya dun sa basket niya. Sa box niya, si Ann. Ngayon, bumalik na si Sally. Pag si Sally bumalik, she wants to play with the ball. saan hahanapin ni Sally yung bola niya? Tatanungin mo yun sa bata. Sa basket ba or sa box? Pag sinabi sa basket, dapat sa basket, that's the correct answer. Pero kapag ka itong mga bata na may problema sa theory of mind, hindi sila nakarelate kay Sally, 'di ba? Kasi syempre that's the logic, no? Alam mo kung saan mo iniwan, so doon mo siya hahanapin. Pero you are presented with this scenario. Si Anne, nilipat niya yung bola doon sa kanyang box. Pag sinabi mo na hahanapin ni Sally yung bola sa box, di naman niya alam yun eh. So doon siya mas nakarelate sa ginawa ni Anne. Okay? Hindi siya nakarelate kay Sally. Na si Sally iniwan niya yung bola doon sa basket. Okay? Ibig sabihin, hindi niya naisip yung isip ni Sally. Ang naisip niya, yung nakita niya. Okay, that's the theory of mind. Thinking about thinking. Naisip ko na naisip niya. Okay, next we have learning disabilities, dyslexia. Children with learning disabilities have problems in a specific area or with a specific task or activity related to education. Kanina, developmental disorders. Ngayon, it's learning disability. One example is dyslexia. It's a neurobiological in origin and is characterized by difficulties with accurate or fluent word recognition, as well as poor spelling and decoding abilities, presenting reading difficulties. Examples, no, they see letter E as baliktad, L as baliktad, A as baliktad. Parang when they see these letters, parang mga Greek alphabet or bali-baliktad, no? Dyslexia is one of the most commonly diagnosed disabilities and appears to be rooted in some neurological problems involving parts of the brain active in recognizing letters, verbally responding, and manipulating sounds. So, if you encounter children at this stage na hihirapang magbasa, hindi sila mahina, hindi sila slow, you may want to check kapag meron silang dyslexia. Pag may dyslexia, meron ibang intervention for this. I think Tom Cruise has dyslexia. Keira Knightley has dyslexia. Buti mga artista sila, no? They read scripts. Pero when you try to kakabisaduhin lang, no? Ganun yung kanilang mga work. They can function in the society. Okay, next. We have ADHD. This is a disorder. No, pero nilagay din siya, under din siya ng learning disabilities. This is considered neurological and behavioral, resulting in difficulty staying on task, screening out distractions, and inhibiting behavioral outbursts. Attention deficit, papansin. Hyperactive, malikot. Okay, this is sobra. Hindi na makontrol. Okay, treatment for ADHD includes medication, structuring the classroom environment, tutoring, and parents' education. Research suggests that several brain structure may be implicated in ADHD. Ngayon, ang tanong, yung mga parents naman natin, yung panahon ko, panahon ng mga parents nyo, panahon ng mga parents ko rin, walang ADHD. Paano yung mga batang makukulit din? Paano yung mga batang papansin din? May ADHD na ba sila? They were doing fine now. Diba? Okay, controversy continues about medicating children with ADHD with cognitive behavioral therapy used as a non-pharmaceutical intervention. Ang nangyayari kasi binibigyan sila ng stimulants. Stimulants would help them focus on the task that they're doing. Actually nga, sinasabi ko, itong mga ADHD medication stimulants nakaka-addict. This is Ritalin, nire-reseta ng doktor. And then I'm also telling my students, kasi I used to teach clinical psychology, itong ginagamit nila. Kahit ako, I want to take Ritalin because it has an effect that you have an ability to focus. Ang sarap mag-take, no? Nung Ritalin, no? Bago ka mag-aral, bago ka mag-exam, absorb lahat. Because it helps you to focus. And yun yung kulang dito sa mga batang may ADHD. No? You help them, merong drugs for them to help stay focused. Okay, so parang meron akong pamangkin na parang sinabi na meron siyang ganito, tapos pinapainom siya ng gamot. Yung nakainom nga siya ng medicine, may improvement ng grades, naka-focus siya. Pero yung cognitive behavioral therapy, kung tinanggal yung gamot, ganun pa rin ba yung grade niya? Siguro pwedeng pumasok na yung intervention, no, itong cognitive behavioral therapy para mawala na yung gamot. So parang ganun din na nangyayari. Effective yung drug kasi yung nag-take siya ng gamot, tumaas nga yung grade niya, yung bata. Okay. Learning and intelligence. Children usually begin school around age 5 or 6 in the US, mostly due to convenience. Meron tayong tinatawag na achievement test at saka aptitude test. Achievement tests are used to measure what a child has learned, as well as often used to measure teaching effectiveness and determine the amount of tax dollars for school. Wow, ang galing sa Amerika, ganoon. Pag mataas ang score ng mga bata dun sa district mo, baka bigyan ka pa ng bonus si teacher or bonus si school. Bawasan ang tax ng school mo. Kasi galing magturo ng mga teacher, no? Ang taas ng score sa achievement test. And then yung aptitude test naman, it measures a student's ability to learn or identify potential in a particular program. Pag sinabing achievement test, pwedeng English, math, ito yung itinuro sa'yo na pina-exam kita, yung para mga quiz. Pag sinabi naman na aptitude test, ito yung general ability nung bata. Not necessarily aralin panlipunan, PE, ano pa ba, music. Aptitude test, this is more general. So, class, mas magandang pang-measure ang aptitude test kasi it measures the general intelligence compared sa achievement test. Kasi achievement test, base lang to dun sa napag-aralan mo. Si aptitude, base sa lahat ng lalalaman mo, regardless of any subject. We do not have this common aptitude test kasi sa Amerika to. Intelligence testing has been heavily criticized for bias toward Anglo-American middle-class respondents and for inadequate measurement of non-academic types of intelligence or talent. So, ang mini-measure lang ito ay mga academics. Hindi kino-consider yung talent mo sa arts, sa music, or sa iba pang paraan. Kasi iba-iba naman ang mga bata. No? Try to think of the 4 babies from USA, from Japan, from Namibia, and Mongolia. Paglaki nila, they may have different talents, which is not measured by an intelligence test. Okay. We have Gardner's theory of multiple intelligence. Sabi niya may 9 domains of intelligence. I think we already talked about this in Introduction to Psychology, no? Merong logical, mathematical, linguistic, and spatial. Although this can be measured by an IQ test. Ito yung hindi. Musical, bodily kinesthetic, naturalistic, interpersonal, intrapersonal, and existential skills. But this is also important for success in a variety of fields. Diba, kung hindi ka man successful sa logical, mathematical, linguistic, and spatial, baka nandito yung talent mo or skills mo. Okay? Then we have Sternberg. Sabi niya merong hierarchic theory of intelligence. Academic, componential. This is your ability to solve problems of logic, verbal, vocabulary, and spatial. Creative or experiential. It's your ability to apply newly found skills to novel situation, no? Pagiging creative, nakakabuo ka ng bagay, no? Paano ka gagawa ng apoy? Nasa dagat ka. Sige, be creative with that. Practical, that's contextual. This is the ability to use common sense and to know what is called for in a situation. Practical intelligence. Ito yung street smart. No? Diskarte na sinasabi. Sabi nga nila, mas successful ang taong madiskarte kesa dun sa matalino. Kasi madiskarte nakaka-adapt sa changing environment. Baka yung matalino dun lang siya sa academic. Okay. Let's continue. Ito yung kay Howard Gardner, no? Na intelligence, verbal linguistic, word smart, ability to understand words and nuances of meaning, writing, editing, translating. Are you logical, mathematical, number smart? ability to manipulate numbers and solve logical problems, visual, spatial, basahin ko na lang, okay? Basahin niya na lang sila. Picture smart, may people smart, may music smart, nature smart, may body smart, myself, intrapersonal smart. So class, ganito ang mga multiple intelligence na sinasabi ni Howard Gardner. Do not worry kung halimbawa, di ba meron ditong na-measure ng IQ test, verbal, logical, at saka visual, yung iba hindi. Do not worry if you are not very successful with academics kasi baka doon kayo maging successful. Sa musical, sa naturalistic, sa bodily kinesthetic, interpersonal. It's not always the grades. Yan ang madalas kong sasabihin. Kasi, yung isa kong anak na panganay, siya ay visual spatial. No? Ability to find, hindi, tama ba? Wait. Nasa ano siya? Bodily kinesthetic. Ability to move with precision. Dancing, athletics, surgery. Pwede rin to yung parang yun sa art. Diba? So parang hindi ko siya ina-expect na magaling siya sa reading, magaling siya sa writing. Kasi ang talent niya nandun sa bodily kinesthetic at saka sa visual spatial. Hindi ko na siya pipilitin, class. So find your own intelligence and then doon ka mag-focus. And you do not need to explain to anybody bakit ganun ang nakuha mong grade. Okay, huwag niyong pakialaman yung mga ibang tao. Kung nagtatanong sa grades. Okay, meron ba kayong mga stage mom or stage dad? How active were your parents in your school activities? Close ba ang nanay mo sa teacher mo dati? Why? Bakit importanteng malaman itong mga to? May effect ba ang mga parents sa teacher? Tingnan natin, ha? The world of school, ecological system model, sabi ni Bronfenbrenner, it helps us understand an individual by examining the context in which a person lives and the direct and indirect influences on that person's life. Sino ba itong mga importanteng buhay? Tao na nakapaligid sa'yo, nanay, tatay, paglabas mo, or kamag-anak mo, lolo, lola, tito, tita, pinsan. Pagpunta mo sa school, you have teachers, you have principal, may kapitbahay ka rin, may police. May barangay tanod, may barangay captain. Okay? Parents vary in their level of involved with their children's school and teachers often complain about the lack of participation. Okay, no? It's important that parents would support yung teacher. Kasi masama sa loob ng teacher kapag yung mga parents na anak nila hindi sumusuporta, no? Like for example, kukwento ko yung teacher ng anak ko nagpa-meeting kasi magbobotohan ng officer dun sa classroom. Siguro dapat yung teacher, hindi na lang niya in-announce na magbobotohan. So kasi diba yung mga parents, allergic kapag ganun botohan kasi ayaw nilang maboto. So ang nangyari, sa 30 na estudyante, 4 lang yung umattend na parents. So parang sumama yung loob ng teacher. So yung 4 na yun, sa kanila lang napunta yung mga position. Pero nagtampo si teacher. Okay? So, huwag nyo siyang gagawin. Kapag may pinapagawa si teacher ng mga anak natin, susunod tayo. Okay. Loru and Horvath found that teachers thought they were open and neutral in their responses to parental involvement, but were actually more receptive to support, praise, and agreement coming from parents, most similar in race and social class with the teacher. Ibig sabihin, class, akala nyo ba neutral ang mga teacher, mga elementary, mga high school? Anong ginagawa? Pag Teacher's Day, ang daming regalo. Pag Christmas, ang daming regalo. Pag Valentine's, ang daming regalo. Receptive sila dyan. Alam nila kung sino sumusuporta. Alam nila kung sinong mga parents na nag-praise. Alam nila kung sinong parents ang nag-agree. So, wag kang magdi-disagree sa mga teacher ng mga anak mo kasi pwedeng balikan ang mga anak mo. If you ever have children in the future. Pwede yun, class. Never ever do that kasi sila yung nagtuturo sa mga bata. Parang nakakasama naman ng loob kapag may criticism. Pero although, pagka naman may hindi magandang ginawa, diba? Parents with higher level of income, occupational status, and other qualities favored in society have family capital that can be used to improve a child's education. Usually, sino tong mga to? Go to Ateneo, go to LaSalle, go to other private school, go Kongwei, Lopez. Diba? Imagine mo, anak, ganyan na apelido mo, Ayala. Saan ka nag-aaral? Nagdo-donate yung mga yan sa school ng mga anak nila. Ang daming palabas na ganyan. Filipino soap opera, Korean soap opera. Nagdo-donate ang mga parents. So kung ang parents mo mayaman, nagdo-donate sa school, untouchable ka dun sa school na yun. Kasi pag ginalaw ka nila, tatanggalan ng donation or support ng eskwelahan mo. Diba? Kaya minsan medyo lumalaki ulo ng mga batang ganyan. Hindi ginagalaw ng principal, hindi ginagalaw ng mga parents, ng mga teacher. Schools may also need to examine their ability to dialogue with parents about school policies in more open ways. McLaren describes the student's typical day as filled with constrictive and unnecessary ritual that has a damaging effect on the desire to learn. The majority of the day takes place in a student state where the student focuses on or tries to say, focus on a task, is passive, compliant, and often frustrated. Like right now, online class, nakaharap ka lang sa, mga bata nakaharap lang sa laptop, nag-absorb lang ng buti kung nag-absorb sila ng tinuturo ng teacher. And hindi ka makaka-focus doon most of the time. Passive. Kagaya ng ginagawa ko, naka-record lang ako, no? Walang interaction. Compliant, dapat susunod ka. And that is so frustrating for the children na ang kailangan nila ay interactive, experiential, hindi lang sa children, no? I think even sa adult learners. The stress corner state is one in which the child is playful, energetic, excited, and expresses opinions, feelings, and beliefs. Masarap, maganda to, no? Stress ba? I will check if this is correct, no? Corner state. The home state occurs when parents or siblings visit the school and might include special privileges or behavioral exemptions. The sanctity state is a time in which a child is contemplative, quiet, or prayerful, and is typically a very brief part of the day. Cultural values, concepts, behaviors, and roles that are part of the school experience but not curriculum are the hidden curriculum and occur early in school. Kung sa Japan, ito yung pagtuturo nila ng mga Confucianism, mga values, iba concepts and behaviors, tinutulungan sila ng disiplina, not really on the academics pa. Okay, that's the end of the slide class kasi I have another video for this